because we moved the date from tomorrow to today, we call it a special meeting. Today is Tuesday, March 18, 2025. We are in the Early Child Center in Palisades Park. Now the meeting starts at 6:30 p.m. Everyone, let's stand for flag salute.
Sure. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Kondowski, please roll call.
Ms. Sue Chung.
Present.
Mr. William Kim.
Here.
Mr. Anthony Kim.
Here.
Ms. Rebecca Lee.
Here.
Ms. Suk Young Park.
Yes.
Ms. Bo Young Yu. Mr. Aaron Pack.
Present.
Mr. Jun Yim.
Here.
Mr. Sergio Kaye. Dr. Surla.
Yes.
Bush Law Group.
Here.
Tyler Jung. Here. Thank you.
In compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act, I hereby state the notice of this special meeting has been provided to the public by a written notice dated March 7, 2025. The meeting notice has been emailed to all staff members at the District 3 school locations, communicated to the record with the Board of Clerk of Palisades Park. And we'll start with Dr. Sirlo, you will start with the unsung hero.
Yes, so obviously we are here for a very important night as usual. But before we go into our work session and get into the regular part of our meeting, I want to take a few minutes and acknowledge one of our best students, not just at the junior senior high school, but in our district. Someone who we are extremely proud of, someone that was honored at Bergen Community College. He's a very shy young man, and this might be the first time I haven't seen him with a hat on. So I'm sure it's in his back pocket. It is my honor and privilege to tonight recognize the 2025 NJSBA Unsung Hero for Palisades Park Schools, Elson Tan. Thank you, Elson. Congratulations, buddy. Elson, here's the good news. Last month, we did this with the dance team. They all went out for dinner, so talk to Dad. I think you're at least a Ferrari or something. Why not? You want to give a speech to everyone or what? What do you think?
No, I'm good.
You good? Thank you, guys.
Now we are entering into the work session to review and discuss the agenda. Let's start with the meeting minutes. We have one month's meeting minutes to approve, but there's two. One is a regular session, the other is executive session. I just spoke with Dr. Cirillo that because I found some line in executive session meeting minutes in February 26. There's one line is to be deleted. So with the condition of this, we will approve later in our regular session. Is there any correction or discussion request of correction in the meeting minutes? If not, let's move on to the building and ground. Mr. Aaron Park.
Okay, so we have two items on the agenda for this one today. The first one is Palisades Park Recreation Department. Be resolved that the Palisades Park Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approves the following requests from the Palisades Park Recreation Department. Weeknights in April. Saturday, April 12th, from 10 to 12, Lindbergh School Field, cafeteria and parking lot, annual Easter hunt. Monday, June 30th through Friday, August 1st, Lindbergh School Field and cafeteria summer youth camp. And the second item on the list is the use of parking lot, PPHS. Whereas Hara Transportation has requested the use of the parking lot at Palisades Park Junior Senior High School for the parking of a school bus. And whereas Hara Transportation agrees to be fully responsible for any damages, liabilities, or incidents that may occur on school grounds while the vehicle is parked. And whereas the agreed upon fee for this arrangement is $250 a month, which will be paid by Hara Transportation to the school district district board for the use of the parking lot. Now therefore be resolved by the Palisades Park Board of Education that the board approves the agreement permitting Hara Transportation to park a school bus at the parking lot of Palisades Park Junior Senior High School at the rate of $250 a month, effective immediately. Hara Transportation will be responsible for any and all damages, liabilities, and incidents that may arise while the bus is parked on the school grounds. Resolved, this resolution shall be effective immediately upon the approval by the board. That is all of the report.
Thank you. Is there any discussions or questions in about reading and ground?
How many buses and how many hours, like, you know, from what time to what time will they be parked?
So it's one vehicle, it's an opportunity to, transport some of our after-school athletic programs. It will be, primarily used for our student athletes that, it's not a 54 passenger, it's a 26 passenger, I believe. So it would be equipped to travel, for travel for our sports teams that obviously are smaller. In the spring, track and field is the largest. There is no possible way we can utilize it. But the hope is for our golf teams, tennis, I believe baseball, our co-op agreement with Richfield, there are only a handful of student athletes. You know, again, to pay for a 54 passenger, this is an opportunity for cost savings, and obviously they would need a parking spot because the bus is exclusively used for our schools. So it will be on grounds, unless it is used for our student athletes. You're welcome.
Is there any other questions? Discussion? Okay, number one, I have a question, not question, but, I think, as I asked earlier to Dr. Cirillo, number one, Palisades Park Recreation Department, I see the 3 application form to rent the spaces. But the first weeknight in April, and the date and times are not really determined yet. In this case, I'd like to table these parts, but not the rest of one. Rest of one has a specific dates: April 12th, Saturday, June 30th through Friday, August 1st. That this is a summer camp, right? And do you know what's the age group of this?
I believe it's run through recreation. We're talking about the summer.
Right, this is
I
summer
believe
youth
it goes
camp,
through
right.
8th grade, but don't quote me on that. The one that you are speaking of, though, the weeknights in April, it would be after 6 p.m. Of course, they're gonna coordinate with our athletic director, Mr. Eliopoulos. It would be an intramural basketball program for ages 9 through 13 years of age. And I think the issue there becomes days of inclement weather. Our sports teams would be relocated to our gymnasium. So, although we don't have specific days, which nights it would be in April, I think the idea is that it would not conflict with our sports programs.
It's not.
It will not. Our sports programs have the priority use.
I can pull up
I
the
have the
one that
form.
was just shared, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is a summer camp.
No, this is the intramural basketball.
That's good. Did you have a summer camp?
Yes. I believe this was the summer camp.
Did they charge it? Said no.
Nope, this is the Easter egg hunt.
That's free. But
It would begin on, it looks like it's June 30th
for
and
2
August
hours.
1st.
Do they charge
And the
the
following
students?
I don't know, that's a recreation question, if they charge the students, I'm sure there's a fee.
It has to be reflected in the application form. So
So
like
I
you
think,
suggest,
yeah, that one we would have to send back
right.
for further clarification, Alex.
So, but you think, Dr. Sitter, you think is that the first one, the recognizing airport might have no conflicts with any others?
No.
Will be okay for now.
Yes.
So let's keep this one.
I think that obviously, because we don't meet again until April 30th, I would recommend
Right.
that we move on that. The dates of June 30th through and August 1st with some dates in July, does not
Yeah.
need to be approved tonight.
Right.
So we can ask for clarification and revisit that at the next meeting.
Okay.
For the first one, the April date, if you want, you could just, maybe you could amend it to specify that it's approved subject to availability.
Approved.
Mhm.
So for the committee. Okay, any other questions? Next,
For the, what's it called, the intramural, the PPHS gym, is there supposed to be some sort of like a fee that comes with that one for like the students or for the?
Yeah, again, I'm not sure if they're charging the students, this is a recreation program, we'll have to ask the question of them. That is on the form that was not submitted in our request.
Oh, okay.
We will follow up with that.
next, county school board rep alternate, Mr. Anthony Kim, you have a report today?
No report.
Education, Mrs. Woo Young Park?
Yes, we have one resolution to be approved today, and we have 8 field trips on March, April, May, and June. And that's all today.
Yeah, but the questions or discussion, under the education, there's a bridge trips. Agendas for the bridge trips, not anything else. If there's no questions, let's move on to the evaluation of the advisory committee. Mr. William Kim?
So the superintendent today will be giving a presentation on the evaluation rubrics that are used in the school district. I guess the goal is to, one, just educate new board members on those rubrics and how they are used, and two, really to align the rubrics with the school district's goals for the Board of Education.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? Dr. Serena will give us the presentation later on in the regular session. If there's no further questions, next is finance. Ms. Boyoung, you is not here today, so. Mr. Lee, would you like to address it? Or do you want me to do?
Yeah, I mean, we have, consent agendas 1 through 18. So the first one is food service vouchers. Be resolved, the Palisades Park Board of Education, upon recommendation of the superintendent, approves the food services. Payment as follows: Buck Tech, Pontonian and Pontonian. Number 2, Secretaries and Treasurer's Financial Report. Be it resolved that Palisades Park School District Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, accepts the Secretary and Treasurer's unaudited 2024-25 financial reports, which are in agreement reflecting the district's financial activities for the period February 2025.
Mr. Yim?
Yeah.
Okay, when you get to number 10 and 11, you better get a bottle of water if you're gonna read them all.
Alright, so I'm just gonna read the headings, okay?
Sorry, buddy, just
Number
looking
3,
out for you.
Bo is not here, so, you know. Ratifications of Board Secretary's monthly certification, budgetary line items, status. And number 4 is approval of payroll. Payroll, be it resolved, payroll. And number 5 is approval of the bill list, March, 1.488 million, 637.67. Transfers, number 6. Number 7, student activities accounts. Number 8, staff member visitation workshops. Number 9, tuition reimbursements. Number 10, NJSBA, ACES Alliance for Competitive Energy Services, Electric. And number 12, preschool education aid budgeting planning workshop, workbook. Number 13, South Bergen Joint Shore Commission agreements. Number 14, FSMC contract renewal. 15, educational data services. Number 16, tentative budget resolution. And number 17, travel and related expense reimbursements, 2025 to 26. And 18, approval of workshop, door replacement.
I think that was the, not updated version.
And 20.
Oh, 18. 18, adjustment for enrollment, and 19 is adjustment for healthcare costs, and 20, approval of work, all work. Approval of work, door replacement.
Thank you for reading all long lines, 20 agenda. So board members, do you have any questions and discussion in finance agendas and resolutions?
Number 20, so that fee is coming out of the grant, right?
That is correct.
But where is the location?
Lindbergh Elementary School.
Where? What rooms?
It's not classrooms, it's the stairwells,
Stairwell, okay.
yes.
New
It's
wing.
nothing to do with the new classroom conversion stuff?
No.
I have just a second. So Mr. Lee, if you have the not updated agenda that this number 16 tentative budget resolution, that number has been adjusted as after we had the finance meeting this Monday. So it's,
You gave him an updated version? He has it updated.
yeah, he does.
Thank you.
And it says, April 30, 6:30 is our budget hearing, right? Cause we haven't discussed about the dates, so not
So
wonder.
we just scheduled it with our next regular meeting, because I
Okay.
believe it's due to the county, the official budget. We have to do a budget presentation,
Okay.
before, I believe, May 4th, 6th, I'm not sure the exact date, but,
Okay,
The next,
we would
budget-
be,
The next meeting is right in the middle,
yeah.
okay,
so,
okay.
and I have to provide that date. for
And that
the
has to be
budget.
separate from the board's regular monthly meeting.
It does not have to be
It
separate.
doesn't, it can be combined,
Yes.
same day?
Mhm.
Okay. I don't know. if
Usually
they-
we
We
schedule
usually
it.
say separate it, right?
Yes, because our meeting falls out of that range
The window.
Doing that.
of when we're supposed to have the budget hearing.
I'm fine with April 30, but if any board members wish our meeting to be combined for April 30 or a week before, both are Wednesdays.
I wouldn't do a
so
week,
it's-
week before for 2 reasons. If the county doesn't submit our
Mhm.
tentative budget back,
Okay,
we might not have enough time for
okay,
the presentation.
okay,
So I think the 30th is sufficient.
okay. That means if we have the board meeting, we could be prior to this budget meeting.
No, the board meeting is on the 30th.
Did we move?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I don't recall it.
Yeah.
Right, okay. If that's the same day, it's fine. I thought this a week before, I think the third Wednesday, but you're right. In real meeting, we move it to
The 30th.
the 30th. Okay, thank you.
No problem.
And also, Mr. William Kim, the number 13, the South Suburban Joint is just wanna let you know, after, in our finance meeting, that in the file folder that you shared with the finance committee members for the yearly PO by vendor, this is one of the vendor that I updated. We pay over $500,000 per year, but according to Dr. Silo, this is our best choice for now, but I've been asking him to find the better alternative vendors too.
So by entering into this agreement, we are not necessarily bound to any route that they provide us. What they do is they go out to bid. They get multiple bids on the out-of-district routes specifically. And we obviously 99.9% of the time go with the lowest bidder, so long that the documents are in order. This is something that has been customary here.
Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, but they have the power of group pricing, so.
That is
if
correct.
Pricing, you save money for the school.
That is correct.
Any other questions? Discussion in finance? The next negotiation, Mr. William Kim.
No report.
No, of course. Thank you. What we, is still good to talk of, no?
I think after.
Right. Next is New Jersey School Board Liaison Alternate, Mr. Anthony Kim.
No report.
Thank you. Personnel. Chairperson is Chudley.
Yeah, so we have 5 consent agendas. First one is home instruction teachers, Palisades Park Board of Education, approved Stephanie Fiorentino for home starting March 3rd. Number 2, resignation of staff. We have Colleen Walsh resigning immediately. Number 3, retirement of staff. I believe Kathleen Moorer, I believe Joe mentioned that.
Yeah, we're gonna clap for her too in a few minutes.
Yeah, what a great, thank you for your service, and effective June 30th, we'll be retiring. Number 4, student volunteer position. It's going to be Palisades Park Board of Education, Joshua Jung. Appointment of staff, number 5. It's Rowan Elmodley, MS track. So he's going to be doing the track? Is that
She is going to be doing middle school track, yes.
And that's all I have.
Thank you. Questions? Discussions? Just a little question, number 4, do we have this Mr. Joshua Jung here?
Joshua? No,
I'm just curious.
I did meet with him. There's a few youngsters in the crowd tonight.
If there's no questions, let's move to policy. Ms. Ho-Young Yu is not present in this meeting tonight. So there's one policy revision. Policy 3327, relations with vendors. Be it resolved, the Palisades Park Board of Education amends policy 3327, relations with vendors, section strategies to avoid excessive professional services expenditures. To add paragraph D, all professional services firms must execute and adhere to the Palisades Park Board of Education's terms and conditions for professional services. prior to commencing services. Any agreements entered without the execution of these terms and conditions shall be deemed unauthorized and then unenforceable unless explicitly waived by formal board resolution. And there is a terms and conditions in the next page. There's a two full page of those terms, and I will read just headings. The Palisades Park Board of Education is a public entity that operates on a limited budget funded by taxpayers. These terms and conditions aim to ensure transparency, fiscal responsibility, and accountability in the retention and management of professional services. The professional service firm, the provider, agree to strictly adhere to these terms to ensure responsible use of public funds and compliance with applicable laws. Number one, I'm not going to read all of it, just the headlines. Scope of services. Second is authority for the retention and payments. Third is billing and invoicing. 4. Overbilling protections. 5. Retainer agreements. 6. Monthly statements. 7. Audit and inspection. 8. Superseding clause. 9. Recognition and the non-waiver clause. 10. Applicable laws and compliance. 11. Non-waiver of rights and liability protection. Number 12. Dispute and expense responsibility. And this, first of all, thank you for Mr. William team for making those languages and terms and conditions. We actually have, our board have gotten through some hard work last year for the things that happens in 2023. So we've been trying to protect our school board from any circumstances that are there the risk of some misuse of our public fund. So thank you for your dedication and share your expertise to protect our goals in our future risky circumstances that happens in 2023. And there's no number 2 here, but I just want to clarify that Mr. Kondowski, you, as I requested, did you correct the policy number typo that I addressed last month?
Yes, it's correct.
Okay. So all the meeting minutes and resolution in February 26th under policy has been corrected, but I don't think the YouTube video might be just keeping it as it is. So I'm just here stating that last month, 2025, February 26th, the policy revisions that is not number 6412.10. It is 614210. My apologies for the typo, and hope this meeting corrects it. Do you have any questions? Discussions? Okay. Dr. Shira, I have a question. Do you know, because if you go on the website, there's a policy portal.
Yes.
Who is managing, operating it?
So New Jersey School Boards provides us with that, and then as we update or revise policies,
Yeah.
we submit them to a company who would upload for us if our team cannot do it.
So
We have to transcribe much of that information,
okay.
like the new policies that were not
Right.
given by school boards, we would have to generate that to put it into our system.
Oh, okay, so what's the first procedure, like, cause we noticed that.
So I would send it to NJSBA, to New Jersey School Boards.
Who send it?
We can do it, Alex, myself, anyone from our office can do that.
Cause I don't think that all the policy provision, revisions and creation has not been updated since last year.
Okay,
Like, I don't know before, but just what I recall is that there is a policy, then I, one other board member have worked to create or amend for past years, nothing was updated. Like September 2024, municipal auditor was banned to be appointed to the school board auditor at the same time, or and October 2024, student rep policy revision, and January and February 2025 of IT policy revisions, which I just mentioned about number 2 today.
I will, reach out to New Jersey School Boards, but if you don't mind, if you could share some of those, that are not reflected. I do believe you and trust you, but I would
Okay.
like to, reach out to them and see why that's the case.
Okay, so we don't have like industry, our local district that we don't really touch and
We can
change.
do that, but if it's a policy that is derived by NJSBA,
Right,
technically, it's a lot easier. If we're creating a policy like this, I'm not saying it's not a bad idea,
Okay.
but this is not something that NJSBA has given us or recommended as
Okay.
part of their services. So we would have to send it to them to get it transcribed to fit into our system.
well, was not introduced last year, but it was last September 2024, when we created the new policy. So no one followed up?
I will follow up. This is the first I'm hearing of it. I will take care of it first thing in the morning.
Okay, so first, you said we have to submit it to the NJSBA first, and
Yes.
then there is possibility, right? There are possibilities that they might ask us to re-amend.
Not if we had two readings. Our
No.
policy requires two readings. If we've had two readings, there's nothing else to do, other
Once we
than,
approve the second reading.
that's correct.
Yeah.
They just accept it.
Yeah, if you share with me the policies that are not there, you
Okay.
can send it to me tomorrow, please. I will work on that.
Do you have more discussion? In policies? Next is School Safety and Security Committee, Ms. Rebecca Lee.
There's nothing to report, but, Dr. Sorlo, can I just bring this up to your attention?
Sure.
At Lindbergh, there's still a lot of double and triple parking, but now it's to the point where the after-school tutoring places, you know, when they're picking up their students, I wanna say, they pull up in vans and they wait in double park, waiting for all the students to get on. So, which is very inconvenient for the parents as well as students trying to cross, because there are parent cars that are trying to bypass these vans. So, and lately I haven't seen the police there either.
Have not?
No.
I will be in touch with the police department first thing in the morning,
There missed the location, what was it?
outside of Lindbergh Elementary.
And there's, you know, at the high school, the traffic jam is, you know, but that's always been.
Next, do we have any unfinished business, we support all the business? Do you?
I do not.
Just follow up from the prior months' things that I haven't heard about. But Mr. Kondowski, are you following up the underpaid tax money from the borough?
as of right now.
Yeah.
I can send another email. I mean, I've sent numerous ones, and their response is always the same, but
What was the last email that you received?
I'm not sure, I have to look back.
New business? If I don't see it here, then there's no new business.
Nothing.
May I have a motion to close the working session and enter into the regular session?
I make a motion to close the work session and move into the regular session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No abstention and no. Now, we are